Hello and very warm welcome. My name is Sebastian, and we want to do today Amazon Bedrock as a service. And in this particular video, we are looking into the playground. So how you can reach Amazon Bedrock. On the left panel here on the top, you type in Bedrock and then click here, and then you will come here out in the Amazon Bedrock service. I chose for my region here now US East 1, and on the left panel you will find the playgrounds. This is what we will use, the chat. And before you do this, you have to go here down to model access. This I showed already in the last video. So before you even use one of these models, which you can then in the playground play with, you have to get access to it. So you just click on it and then you get the access granted immediately, or for some of the models it will take a moment, but usually when this is then access granted, you can also use it. Okay, so we go here into the chat. In this chat option, like it says, we can have a sandbox mode and try different models, how they reacting to the prompts, and also give it some settings. So we select our model. In this case, we go here to Amazon model, we take the Nova Lite. You can also choose what you want. Here you see the different providers, and then click on apply. The different models have also different settings for the randomness and diversity. So you see here, for instance, temperature, top P, top K, and so on. And you can also say how much or how long is the length of the response. So up to 4,000, or we had here 512, something like this. Let's see if we get it back. Yeah, nearly. You can also then choose the guardrails. The guardrails we will have in another video. So, but these are the settings which you can get from these models. One thing to the randomness and diversity, usually when you are chatting or when you give prompts to an LLM, the output is non-deterministic. What does it mean? Even if you have the same prompt, it could be that the model will give you different answers. Under the hood, it is due to probabilities of the tokens, of the output tokens, and of the temperature. So in this case, how we best describe it, we go to the documentation, and the temperature affects the shape of probability distribution for the predicted output and influences the likelihood of the model selecting lower probability outputs. This means a low value gives you just higher probability outputs, and a high value gives you lower probability outputs. In a nutshell, this means temperature. When there's a high temperature, the model is for the output very creative. If it is a low temperature, it is not so creative. So it will nearly stick to the same outputs for the same prompts. And top P in this case is the percentage of most likely candidates that the model considered for the next token. How is that? So each output is then chunked into tokens, and the model just chooses from when it has a low value of top P, just a limited option or likely outputs. So this means the pool of the tokens which it will give you is very low. And when it is a higher P, then you have also that the model considers less likely outputs as the pool of next tokens is higher. Top K, the number of most likely candidates that the model considers for the next token. So also here a low value is likely that it has just a limited option of likely outputs, and a high value is giving you also tokens which are less likely outputs. So back to our playground, this means high temperature, very creative, and low temperature, not so creative. And the same is for the top P. So this is just the randomness of the pool of the next tokens. High value create a higher pool, and low value lower pool. So we leave it here like it was, I think 0.7, 0.9. So, but it gives you here the opportunity to play around with this and see also how it turns out then for your prompt. Okay, good. So we want to have here, give me a short introduction how I can start a finance meeting in 3 sentences. Let's see what the model comes up with. Welcome everyone, and so on. So as you can see here, you can have configurations that you say which model you want to use. You can give it even a system prompt. This comes also a little bit later, so you can also say here already what the model should be or could be. So you are taking a role of this and this. For instance, you can choose the settings like the randomness and diversity. You have the length of the output and also the guardrails. And when we do now also a comparison, this we will do in the next video. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in one of my next videos. Have a nice day. Bye bye.